Hi guys, I am coming to you from my new filming setup. Not everything is set up right now. I have a room that is filled with our studio stuff. There's no wall coverings on at all, so I'm worried the sound's gonna be a little bit echoey. But I am sitting in front of a desk with my light and my camera, and it feels amazing. For once, I have the space to actually film without having to set up everything in my entrance doorway, which is what I was doing before. So for those who are unaware, my husband and I bought a condo, and we've only moved 3 blocks from where we were living before, but it's been a hassle and a half getting everything in the condo, painted, set up. I've never had anything take this long before in my life. I have moved a lot, and I've never felt that this much setup has had to occur, but maybe it's because we own this place now and it feels like you want to make everything perfect your first time go around. Anyway, I've had a few compliments on Snapchat, which I will link over here, about my makeup throughout the last week, and that has made me laugh a little bit because honestly I've been dealing with the products that I could get my hands on because I still don't have my makeup unpacked. So I threw everything in this kind of little organizer, and I thought I'd show you what it looks like and maybe chat a little bit about the move. So my makeup was pretty basic all week. The only eyeshadow I had to work with was this MAC quad, so I'll be using that. But we're first gonna start off by priming my lids. And lately I've been using the Essence 2-in-1 eyeshadow primer. This particular one, they have 2 of them. This one's 01 Nude Beige. And I just use that on a Real Techniques brush. So this is the kind of makeup that I wear to work when I need to get out the door fast. And that usually involves putting my hair up in a bun because I don't have time to deal with my hair in the morning. I'd rather play with makeup, which this is a very basic makeup, but more often than not, I am throwing my hair in a bun or a French braid, but let's be honest, a French braid takes longer than a bun, so it's usually gonna be a bun when I need to get out the door fast. And I've just realized I've done this in the wrong order. I don't think it really matters, but I put the Essence primer on, and then I'm putting on the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I usually reverse it. Don't know why. I think it's because this one's a little bit more liquidy. And I say this quite often, but if you're new here, I have very oily eyelids, and I need to put on 2 eyeshadow primers because nothing works as a singular one on me. Just the way of the world, sadly. So we've been moving and painting for I think like 2 weeks now. And I've got some tea here because we have been sick like dogs. I have never had my immune system shut down as much as it had in the last 2.5 weeks. I have had not 1, but 2 colds, and they were different because they felt totally different. I had food poisoning, and then I got an eye infection. I think it was from getting drywall behind my eye, and then when you add liquid to it, it tried to like, this is gross, but like it started to like close over my eye, and I would wake up every morning and my eye was sealed over. It was bad. So it's been kind of a rough few weeks, and to throw in all of that with a move and painting and constantly being on the go, man, like I'm tired and I am done. Like I want this place to be set up and not have to deal with it again. So now I'm going in with eyeshadow. I have MAC's Cork, and I'm just using a fluffy Real Techniques brush. And I'm throwing this through my crease, and I'm pretty sloppy about this. I'm always generally pretty sloppy with my crease. I just wanna, well actually now I'm gone too far outside. I just wanna lay down some color, so I've got some kind of a crease I should say. Because I've got hooded lids, I need some sort of a definition here. So once that's in place, I go in with a lighter shade for the lid. I've been using Naked Lunch and All That Glitters. I tend to prefer Naked Lunch a little bit more because it is paler. All That Glitters is really, really pretty, but I feel like I need a deeper outer corner shade, and I don't really have that in here. So I'm just gonna take Naked Lunch on a flat brush and then just, oops, place it all over my lid. All right, with the lid shade on, I then go back into Cork with a slightly denser brush, and I just really stab that into the outer corner. I don't know how else to call it. And then pull it through my crease. It's the same color as my crease shade. I just feel like it looks a little bit better if I add it after I've done the lid shade. All right, for the brow bone shade, I'm going in with a MAC 275 brush and going into Blanc Type. I should not say Blanc Type. It's not Blanc Type, it's Blanc, like white in French. It's Blanc Type. Anyway, I just buff that through my brow bone just to, it helps like lift this area, but it also really helps to blend my crease shade a little bit better. So next I'm gonna take the Physicians Formula Eye Booster. This is their, I think it's their Ultra Black shade. Yep, Ultra Black. And I'm just going to apply wing liner. I know I said that I do this when I'm trying to get out the door fast, but I can actually do this pretty quickly. And I feel like when my makeup is so basic, I need something for my own self to make it feel like I'm doing something interesting. So for me, winged liner is kind of a must. See, now that that's done, I just feel like more me, I guess. I feel like it adds something to an otherwise very neutral look. I just really feel more comfortable in wing liner. At this point, I would normally curl my lashes. No idea where my eyelash curler is, so I'm just gonna skip that step. And I'm gonna go in with some mascara, obviously. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Full Fat Lashes. I do prefer the other one. I think it's called Legendary Lashes. This one's okay, I just like her other one a little bit more. And I'm just gonna apply that to my top lashes. I am not somebody who wears lower lash line mascara or shadow when I go to work. I just feel like it's too irritating on my eyes. I feel like I'm always aware of it and I can't really like itch my eye very much if I'm at work. So I always skip the lower lash line. Also, I'm only noticing a siren now. We are on a more high traffic street now, and I feel like I'm gonna have to be a little bit more hyper aware of noises. Because living downtown Toronto, you get used to the sounds of the city, and it's only on playback in video sometime that I'll go like, oh, that was a siren. Maybe I should have like shut up and let the siren go by and then started talking again. So yeah, it's just something I'm gonna have to be hyper aware of. Also, IMATS is coming up. That's a surprise. It's been moving every year, I feel like. It used to be in November, then I think it moved to October, and then it moved to September, and now it's in August. So it's at the very end of August this year, and I have a press pass, so I'll be going on the Saturday. We can thankfully skip the lines with a press pass so I get in before the crowds. If you are going to Toronto IMATS, my biggest suggestion is if you want Morphe, go there first, because that line, no joke, maybe 2.5 hours by the end of the day. Like, it's nuts. It's just absolutely crazy. So in all of this packing and all this moving, I can't find any of my face brushes. I have no idea where they are right now. I'm sure they're in a box. I just haven't opened it yet. But that meant that bronzer was totally off the table for me, which personally makes me very, very sad. But it also meant that I had to go for a cream blush because, I mean, I tried one day to put blush powder on my cheeks with my fingers, and it just looked nasty. So I reached for the Stila, this is the Sunset Serenade Convertible Color Dual Lip and Cheek Palette. And it's got 3 of their convertible colors in here. I only ever use these on my cheeks. I don't bother with the lips. And again, because this is such a neutral look, I opted for either of these 2 shades down here, which are Petunia or Peach Blossom. I think Peach Blossom is exclusive to this palette. By the way, guys, this palette, I've talked about this before in a favorites, but it was probably about a year ago. Well worth your money. These are so, so nice, and the colors are beautiful. There's a siren. That's gonna take some getting used to. Okay, today I'm just gonna go with Petunia. Yeah, Petunia. So these are super pigmented, so go very, very lightly. Don't dig in right away. Honestly, just tap your finger in twice, and then I just start tapping it on my cheek. Oh, I just love the color on these. They blend out very nicely with your fingertip, and they spread quite a bit, so you really don't need a lot. And then I just take a clean finger and try to like blend the edges around. Cream products are just so freaking fast when you need to get out the door. In general, I prefer powder products. I just feel like there's more artistry that way. Maybe it's because I'm pulling out a brush and I feel like I'm creating something on my face, so I don't usually opt for cream products. But for speed, throwing on cream is definitely the way to go. And so often I'll dip back in and put a little bit more right on the apple. Although, that being said, I put it higher up because my apple is like here, and if I drop, then I've got blush down here, so I don't exactly put it where my smile apple is. Oh yeah, that's something to point out. When I'm in a rush, foundation is not happening. Not at all. I have nice skin as far as I'm concerned. I really don't need to cover anything up. As I feel about a lot of people, by the way. So many people feel like they have to wear foundation, and often when I see them with a naked face, I'm like, you don't need foundation. I think you've got beautiful skin. So I feel comfortable in my naked skin, so I'm gonna wear that when I can. I often wear foundation because I have so much of it, so I feel like I have to use it, but honestly, it's not vital. Okay, blush on. I'm not gonna skip highlighter because I do have a cream product for that, and this is the BECCA Slimlight, the champagne pot version, and it's so nice, just in a stick, twist it up, and stripe it on. I do a few layers, quite a few layers actually, because I don't feel like this has a ton of pigment like the pressed powder does. So I streak it on and then blend it out with a finger. Tell me if you're still interested in eye mats vlogs. I feel like it's been years and years of eye mats at this point, and I don't know if, not just on my channel, I'm talking about it on other people's channels in general, and I have no idea if people are still interested in eye mats. Toronto eye mats to me feels a little bit old hat at this point. There's not that many new brands, and it doesn't feel like that much changes year over year, but I am still planning to vlog it, however, so I hope you're interested in that content. But if it's like, if no one cares, then maybe for next year I'll just scrap it. That being said, we are going to IMATS LA this year. That's happening in January. I'm going with Caitlin and Julie, and that should be exciting because that's got a lot more brands that don't necessarily make it to Canada. And it's been a while since I've been to LA. My husband and I went 6 years ago. We went for a World of Warcraft convention in Anaheim, BlizzCon. And then we went into LA for the remainder of the week. And at the time I remember leaving and being like, yeah, LA was fun, but I don't see the need to go back. And now that it's been a few years, I'm like, yeah, I want to go back. I want to see that city again and have fun with my friends. So I'm really excited to go. Okay, what's next? Yes, brows. I can't skip brows. I wish I could, but there's like nothing there. So the only one that I had out and I hadn't tried yet, so which made me a little bit nervous, is the IT Cosmetics brow powder. And what made me so nervous about this is that this is their only shade, I believe, of brow product in this pencil. And I was like, okay, how's that gonna work? I was quite happy to discover that it does indeed work out on me. Anyway, this is kind of interesting. It's got a bit of a flat end. I don't think you're gonna be able to see that very well, but it's not just like one of those micro pencils. It does have a flattened edge, and I found that I could really just like flick it quite well. Really enjoy it. And if you're unaware, IT Cosmetics is now available at Sephora. They used to be available only in Canada at the shopping channel, but I have ordered through the shopping channel before, and I don't think a month and a half to get my product is acceptable. So I'm very happy that they are now at Sephora. All right, so the face is done. The only thing I'm gonna throw on now is some Clarins Instant Light Lip Comfort Oil. This is a baby sample size, but I can assure you that as soon as I finish this, I'm gonna be buying a full size. This works so nicely. Because of the move, and I don't know why this happens to me, everything I have on my skin gets chapped. My fingers get chapped, my lips get chapped. I just feel like a dry carcass, and this stuff, it worked so well. I found this sitting in one of our boxes once we'd moved in, and I was like, lip oil? Yep, I need that right now. And honestly, it's comforting. Comfort is in the name, it makes sense, it smells good, it feels really luxe, and it also makes your lips super shiny. So, you know, it basically doubles as a gloss. And that's it. That is my quick makeup to get out the door. It's also what I tend to wear when I'm feeling a little bit sick and want to put something on my face regardless, and I'm going to work. That being said, there have been days where I'm like, no, I'm not putting on any makeup and I'm going straight to work. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't ever, ever feel like you need to put makeup on to go to work. Tons of people don't, and it's not required. All right, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you for listening to me as I chatted about what's been going on in my life recently, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.